What's going on, everybody? So market's about to open in a few minutes here. I wanted to kind of run through my second day plays pretty quickly. So Foot Locker making this rising wedge pattern. Talked about it in TradingView on an idea. Posted it on Twitter and StockTwits, so you can read about it if you want. But mainly looking for a breakdown here. This price kind of green right now. Obviously still at all-time highs. So definitely helping the case to see this thing push higher, but in any case, if we get a breakdown and we get a successful retest of the trend line, I'd like to take it lower. If not, this thing could just fake out short and then keep up and go higher. Either case, I'd want to take it either way. Lows also making a triangle based off the 15-minute here. Failed to move above out of it, and now we're getting kind of below it. So same situation, I want to kind of see a retest of the trend line before I decide to take anything short. And then we got CGC, which is finally pulling back. It looks like the pot stocks are finally dipping a little bit here, and CGC is kind of really tearing through everything right now. So it might be too far gone already, but if we do get a pullback to maybe about 45 and start failing, then I'd want to be looking for a short in here, but at the same time, things are very strong still. So I want to make sure that I'm not too early on any of the trades. As for today, got a bunch of stocks that I'm paying attention to. It looks like Tiffany looks pretty good, but DSW is starting to look even better here. So I think DSW is going to be the main one, but there's definitely CGC's in play, TLRY is in play again for pretty good short, so there's definitely a lot to be paying attention to, especially with the second day plays going on, because Foot Locker and Lowe's could give me an entry here within the first 15 minutes, and if I'm paying too much attention to the gappers today, then I might end up missing something over there. CGC looks pretty good. We got Best Buy. Best Buy also might set up here for something under 77. Lots of good stuff today. A couple of down gappers grinding back higher. Looks like Ion has got no volume here. Getting ready to open. Let's see what happens. Open. No volume. That's bread. There we go. Now we got some volume. So 3360. Probably gotta go 3371 here. 20-cent spread in some cases, so I think I should give myself, what was that, 60? 20 is 40 cents. I'd probably give myself about 50 cents here. Got my order in if it wants to pop. I need to go lighter. The spread got kind of wide there for a second, so I need to keep that in mind whenever I'm in this trade here. So first candle closed. Just wait and see it pop here. Doesn't look like anything else is setting up at the moment, so DSW is it. Yeah, that's it. BY squeezing up. Come on, man. Let's become roaring back here. Alright, these two might be coming back here. It's not a bad setup for a red to green move either. Because Tiffany's kind of doing the same thing, just pulling down. Looking for opening range plays, and I'm not seeing anything. Oh wow, Foot Locker's making a big move down, Lowe's making a big move up. CGC not doing anything. DSW going on the 5th minute here. If anything, it looks like a good short. Taking underneath this. Market's kind of flat. Don't really see anything right now. Originally WMJ was a down gap, but it came back kind of strong here. 27, 37 is the high. Yeah, kind of worried about that 9 EMA, but this thing could make a move. Kind of growing volume here, big pullback. $216 times relative volume. That is a big number. Pot stock's pulling back here. Foot Locker's all over the place. I'm not really seeing anything right now. I should long this. It's all over the place. I mean, it's not a bad setup, but it's not an opening range setup that I usually take. Very well could have a nice move though. So BBY just coming down to test the 77 level. I do want to watch it around here, because like you can see pre-market there was a bunch of times that it kept getting caught up in here. So I'm wondering if now, because we got a ton more volume, we can actually break this level. Spread's kind of spready. Wow, we tested, made a new low, and now that's it. $25, risking $100. I could probably go 500 is definitely too much. 240 cents. I can probably go about 250. Looking for a hidden buyer. Oh yeah, we got one. Guess it's kind of to be expected. I mean, each time it got down there, it got bought straight back up, but I figured we might have enough volume to break through all of it. We might, it might keep going. DSW going for a red to green move here. Probably go 68. I don't want to be risking too much money on this. That's too much money. 330 cents, that's still too much. I don't really know what my risk is on this. Gotta watch the tape, I guess. Right now it looks like 46. It's getting stuck at this 50 up here. I'm gonna take this over high a day if we can get up there. 300 shares. I'm trying to determine what I really want to do with my risk here, because I never actually had one of these red to green moves, because I'm just now putting this into my playbook as well, and I never had to consider where my risk was. So I think I just need to follow the tape here, and it looks like 27 was the last thing that held, so it's going to be about 35 cents a risk. Keep getting stuck up here. I'm in. A hidden seller here, and I don't want to get caught, but I will still be in this trade if we can get above him again. Alright, I'm in again. Alright, anything in the 30s and I'm out. If not, I'm looking to take profits in the 90s. Gosh, just hidden sellers all over the place. I'm not taking this anymore. There's just hidden sellers. I keep seeing hidden sellers and hidden sellers, so I'm done. I'm not taking this. Yeah, forget that. I mean, we're getting right up into this 34 where pre-market high was at too. So I mean, if I'm gonna keep seeing these hidden sellers, I'm sure there's gonna be some up there as well. That's too bad, because that was a really good looking trade. I mean, we got huge volume on that push up there. But I mean, just look at that, it's just not moving. Alright, second day plays. Foot Locker is coming back. Not a ton of volume, of course. Really not seeing anything yet worth trading. Lows not coming back. Let me change this. So Foot Locker came right back in it. CGC almost attempting a retest. Lows is coming straight back, so I don't really know what to think. If Lowe's fails, it looks like a good short, but Foot Locker might take a little bit longer than the rest of them. DSW did end up pushing higher finally. every time I see those ones, it just tells me that there might be something going on. QCOM kind of making a triangle here. AMD's failing. Tiffany's failing. BBY. BBY was a gap down, and it's coming back. Something's going on up there. So now instead of an opening range play, it just kind of looks like there's another hidden seller here. Yeah, DSW failed. It's back in the 50s. There could be a lot of, look at that. Higher low, higher low, higher low. Could be a pretty good move on this. Probably go 1,000 shares. Spread's tight. And we're up there. Oh shoot. I didn't even get a chance to see anything. Well, it ain't moving anyway. There might be something at 40 now. Oh, there's definitely something at 40. I think I'm gonna go for this one. Quick scalp off the hidden seller. Nothing there. 27.40. This could be a trap. Because that's right at 46. Hence why there's probably a hidden seller here. And that might clip me in right there. Yeah, I think I should avoid this one too. SPY just failed at VWAP, turn back around. DSW might. I mean, it looks like a good setup for an SMB VWAP trade. If we can get down to VWAP, I can get a good entry and take it back long, back up to the high a day here. There could be a pretty good trade on this. But I'm definitely not buying and holding for a break of this. There's hidden sellers all the way up. I would expect them to still be there. So we'll see what happens in the next couple minutes. QCOM's also not looking too bad here. I don't like the volume on the open though. Tiffany just broke down. I don't think I like it enough. Got a bounce here. That's definitely good. I think 40 is definitely a good entry. That bounced really hard. This might want to go now. Oh, getting something here. I think 45 would be my best bet. But the spread, once it gets down there, I'm already at my stop. So what I think I need to do is lighten it up a little bit and then make my stop even a little lower. It needs to be 25-ish. Yeah, it might be too late anyway. Alright, well, I'll turn this back on if I see something. Okay, DSW is acting pretty crazy here. I'm going to try and get a pretty tight entry here at 45, stop loss 25. We just recently had a huge seller that we broke through, and volume took off and exploded after we broke through him, so I'm going to try and get a really tight entry and take it back up into these 80s before I take it off. I might have to settle with something less. Another hidden seller. Jeez, look at this. It's just crazy. I want to do this because now it's taking too long. Now it's bouncing around too much. And we got that hidden seller. Another one. Alright, back at 62. Stopped again. Because now I'm kind of facing a problem. I mean, we're looking weak now. We can't seem to move above any of this. Yeah, there it goes. Too much selling pressure, but I mean it's really weird looking because the volume strength is super good. It's really strong, but these hidden sellers just keep destroying this volume. Any strength that there was is just taken out. Yeah, he's moving down now. Now he's at 32. Might actually be able to play around this guy or something. 30. Stop loss is right above him at 33. Because, I mean, if the seller's not going to break, this thing isn't going to do anything but trend lower. I just want to see that tape get up there. I don't know if he's 29 now or what. I'm watching DSW right now for a hidden seller at 34. If there is one there, I'm going to take 500 shares long over the top of him. Pre-market high was also at 34, so there might be something special going on up here. We got through him. I finally saw the hidden seller fade away somewhere down here. And then after he was gone, we just made a straight shot, straight for high day here. So I figure there's definitely some momentum, some continuation behind this one. Might see something pretty good here. Well, it's not happening yet. So TLRY, there's something going on at 51. Spreads still big. Volume's a little low. I'm probably gonna have to give myself more than 50 cents. So, but it's a scalp, so worst case scenario. Yeah, 250 is good. Let me see a tape. I think spready too, so I'm gonna give myself a little bit. Just come back. Oh, jeez, you gotta be kidding me. They're both happening at the same time here. Alright, I gotta stick with DSW. DSW had the better setup. There was definitely a hidden seller there. I saw him going off. Going for 500 shares here. Super quick scalp. I'm in. I'm in again, and it never even broke. I don't understand why it does that. I'm gonna do some research on that one, because that's the second time that's happened to me. I can't figure out why. TLRY got faked out. Alright, well, I'll come back if it gets up there. Alright, we're coming back here. I'm ordering. Still there at 40. Swear, when I hear the sound that I'm in, better be above 34. Yeah, we got a penny above again, but it was still there. I just don't know. I don't know how that happens. Momentum keeps picking up whenever we get up there. Here and here too. And now there's somebody at 96. This is crazy. I've never seen this many hidden sellers. Flip back on if we get there. Okay, I'm looking at BBY here. We just popped up and retested this level and it got shunted pretty quick here. So what I want to do is try and get a good fill here. And my stop loss is going to be right above the high of this candle here. I've been kind of consolidating here for a little bit, bouncing off, not moving higher or lower, but we got the 50 coming down on it. 5 minute looks pretty bearish because we bounced right off VWAP, got the 9 coming down. So I want to get a good entry. And I want to see this thing break underneath of this consolidation here. So we can see if I can fill up here at 30. It's been bouncing around a little bit. SPY is dropping pretty good right now. So it's definitely adding to the case. Yeah, it's going to leave without me. That's what I get for being too indecisive about this. I waited way too long to decide that I wanted to get in on it. So now we gotta think of something else. Because it can definitely move lower, but I really wanted it to get that entry. Might just have to move it. But now we also have to watch and see what happens on a pullback, how it reacts. We didn't break down. In fact, that dip's getting bought right back up. But same scenario. I mean, if it can't hold up here, it doesn't look like it is. Nope. Oh, popped right back up to it, but it still held. 45. Nope, there it goes. Trade might not be over though. Just want to see what happens. Sounds pretty good. Buyer stepped up though. Wants to test VWAP again. The 9 VMA on the 5 minute is also right there. Nothing else is really set up for anything. Foot Locker made a really good pattern, but it just never pulled back. I mean, it just blew straight down out of the wedge. So I mean, I got nothing. Buyers are gone. Probably just do 80 as my stop loss here. Try and get filled at 65. on this pop here, because I don't think it's going to be able to keep grinding higher now. Buyers there at 40, that's where they're at. It's a really good entry. I'm going to try and get in on this. Might get in here in a second. I'm in. Stop loss is going in, just in case this can't hold. I want to see it down at 40 again. Really like to see it break under 40. If we can break under 40, I know I got a good trade. That's where those buyers were at last time. So I'll probably get rid of that. Oh, maybe not. Might have to put it right back in. Still bearish on the SPY. Things are still moving down here. I'm not liking how it didn't get any lower this candle. Might end up squeezing above here. Yeah, low volume. Gotta see something. Should probably have it in just in case. I don't want to get squeezed out of nowhere here. Every time it gets up there, getting pushed right back though. This 53 seems to be holding now. Well, not anymore. Back into the 40s. I want to see what happens at that 40, because there were a bunch of buyers at 40 last time. Made a push, bounce right back. Moving averages are starting to get underneath it, and it's been given enough time now that it might want to turn bear or bullish here and see a squeeze. So unless we do something here in the next couple of minutes, I need to start looking at getting out of this. Cut my losses before they happen. But it's just not quite there yet. Need to give it a chance. Nope. I'm out. Forget it. I'll take a tiny little profit on it. That's fine. Might want to put an order underneath this, because if it does end up making a move here, I have a feeling it could be a pretty good one. Stop loss would be about 40 cents. 40 cents. 300, because I don't think, because if we do get a fake out here and it does try and get underneath and then pop back up, then I don't think I would let it ride all the way up to this. But I have a feeling we'll be seeing a squeeze just a little bit. In fact, I might want to get long here over this VWAP. I don't know, it's kind of a tough call. Could go either way. Alright, I'm gonna go 500 shares underneath this 40 level, but I'm gonna take half off on a scalp. Low 41, 40. 42. Jeez. I don't know what's gonna happen in this. Something's gonna happen. We're gonna snap one way or the other. I'm in. Took half. I want to hold the rest now, depending on what happens here. Because if it gets bought back up, then obviously I don't want to be in it for too long. But I feel like we can go with the market here. Somewhere around 76 is definitely where I want to be looking to take the rest here. Because we had some trouble around that 07. If we break under 76, I'm taking another half. Let's take it now. It's I want to be covering into strength, and I mean, I shouldn't expect this thing to just straight break down from it all. Obviously wanted to, but I think the odds are against me in that case. Got down there once, took forever, and then once we did break down underneath it, bought back up super hard. So I'll take the rest off if we break under 76 and it starts showing that it wants to pop back up. Alright, we got under. Now let's see what happens. Yeah, forget it. All out. Done with that one. Clicking around here just to kind of get a good grip of where we are. QCOM took off, no pullbacks, no good entries in there. Tiffany just sold straight off the entire day, no trades there. DSW still sitting above VWAP. This stock's just been killing me all day. 9's coming up on it on the 5s. I don't know, we might have to wait a little bit longer to see something on it. AMD, same scenario, just sold off. No longs in there. BBY, looks like it is popping back up here. I don't know, would have been nice if I held on to my original entry, but I mean, that the chance of a squeeze was very likely at the time, and I absolutely was not trying to get caught in that. That could have been pretty rough. WMGI originally was a gap down a few percent, and then all of a sudden, that happened. TLRY. Come back down to this 51 level. I actually do want to pay attention to that. Then we got CGC. Might finally start wanting to break down here. Actually. That might not be a bad trade. So ran up, failed once, failed twice, and now we got the 9 coming down on all these wicks. And I was looking at this for a second day play as well, out of this triangle, and we just blew straight through it. And I'm pretty much just now getting a chance to get in on this. I think I want to try and get a better entry though. Stop loss. I'll probably go 150 if I can get filled. I think app view app's probably best. Stop loss will be 70, so risking 50 cents. 50 cents on 150 is 75 bucks. This would be an all-day hold. I mean, I'd be trying to hold on to this one for as long as I can. Let's see, what are the rest of the pot stocks doing? Cron. Everything's pretty much following CGC. We're getting back down that again. Not, what was it? GRSO. That's nothing. I don't know, I might just want to go. No, that's a little bit more than that. So I'll go 125 at 15 here. Alright, well, I'll turn it back on if I see something. Actually, I lied already. I think I do see something. Something's happening in Tiffany here. So it's gotten down a few times. 78, 40, 49, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. Probably go 48. Spread's a little wide. Probably go 350. Have to see the tape though. Volume's very low. This might not actually be the best one. Though the moving averages are all above it right now. Yeah, CGC is leaving. Gone, it's not coming back. Okay, Foot Locker is actually pulling back a little bit here, kind of out of nowhere. I think I would like to get filled at 40 again, but I don't know, maybe I should wait a little bit. I want to see this thing come back again because now it's finally doing the retest of the wedge that I've been waiting for. So it broke down underneath it. Decent volume, I guess. Yeah, no, that is pretty good volume compared to yesterday's afternoon. I'd like to see a retest. Probably the view app would be the best, but ultimately I'd like to see a retest of the trend line. So FL is still on the watch list here. I want to know whenever it gets back there. So we had Tiffany That is 50. Just have to watch it. BBY did not break any lower. It is coming back to VWAP. It's about 76.40. Alright, when Tiffany gets down there, I'll turn this back. Alright, well I am currently getting my wish on Foot Locker here. We might end up seeing a retest. Ultimately, I'd like to see it in the 60s. If we can't even get into the 60s, it might end up shortening a little bit early. 5's looking pretty good. Got these two big ones right underneath it. 10s, meh. 15s look pretty good. 30, 60, daily. Oh, we're below that. What am I doing? Daily's fine. I got some till 48, I guess. So, turn it back once we get into the 60s. Update. Got my 60s, and so far it looks like we got a nice little rejection going. Okay, I'm going to be done for the day here. Not going to end up taking any of these second day plays, partly because Foot Locker here doesn't exactly have the greatest relative volume. Obviously, you can just tell by looking at it there's basically no volume, and that alone should tell me that there's no reason to be taking this trade. But relative volume is definitely a key indicator for taking these second day plays, because looking back at the 60 minutes, you can just tell that there's nothing going on today. For some reason, Foot Locker just really doesn't have any volume going through it, especially relative to the past couple of days here. So there's a lot of chances to get whipped out, chopping around. You know, I mean, the candles aren't exactly the greatest looking either anyway. So probably just best to avoid it. If there was more volume, I'd be much more interested in it, but there isn't. So I'm just going to end up not taking it. CGC was pretty good for quite a while, really. I just never ended up getting a good trade on it, or a good spot to really find an entry or anything. Obviously had the triangle, broke down pre-market after hours, ended up opening and making a huge doji on the 15 minutes. So we broke down, came back up, failed right at, I know it's not right because the 1 minute chart kind of skews the trend lines off, but filled up around 45 and then retreated right back underneath VWAP. So at this point, I probably should have been thinking that there could be a trade here. Maybe something special was going on with it. I knew this 42 level was a big daily spot because we had the low of this candle here at 42. So I knew that might be coming into play, and it definitely did. Bounced off it a few times. But I think at this point is when I really should have started considering that this could be a good short, because we popped up, engulfed pretty much. And then, yeah, definitely engulfing, and then came back to view up, kind of retested it, and you can see how well the 9 was working with it here. We just couldn't end up closing above it, popped above it multiple times, just didn't have enough strength to close it, and I think that was probably what the key indicator was, that this thing wants to be a good short. I mean, the rest of the pot stocks are also moving down with it. CGC, I'm more than sure, is still the leader, pushing the rest of them down, not the other way around. So after we got underneath VWAP here, I think my only possible chance of entry, for a good entry anyway, would have been somewhere around here. It ended up being a really good engulfing on the 15 minute too. So this one closed at 10:30. So yeah, right around, no, it started at 10:30, so right about here is where it closed. I came back a little bit, and then we kind of consolidated a little bit in here, and I think over here was another really good spot for an entry. Because we had a retest. I mean, it bounced off of the significant daily spot, had a little retest, came back, higher low, which isn't a good sign, higher high, which isn't a good sign, but then we just kind of chopped around and we started failing here. And then as soon as it started showing weakness, you know, I could have put it in limit order, try to get a good entry. You know, this is almost an SMB trade, and I could have taken it back down to the whole number. You know, obviously I'd still play off the 15 minutes and continue this short, but I don't know, I couldn't really pull the trigger on it, I guess. There's really no other way to say it, I don't know. I think because there was so much going on with BBY, DSW, and TIFF that there was just I don't know, I couldn't keep track of everything and all my plans and everything that I was trying to do with everything. I mean, I saw so much stuff today. It was just pretty ridiculous. I mean, don't get days like this every single day, but I think CGC was a missed trade. I think that was a trade that I should have been in, but there was just, I don't know, I just couldn't get it together to really get into it. So anyway, going over what happened today, trades that I took. DSW gapped up, good news, beat its earnings. Made a nice red to green move here. There's so much numbers in here that you can't really see what's going on. I don't really know how to. It'd be nice to just keep the dots, but I don't know. I can't remember what I did with the trading. Show active orders, executed orders. So right now they're gone all of a sudden. What happened there? Definitely don't want to show canceled orders. Show executions, yeah. Active orders, yeah. Executed orders. What is this? Strange. Either way, ended up making a nice red to green move. You can see on the 5-minute, pulled down and then just shot straight back up. So I was paying attention to it for a gap and go as well. Never ended up getting the gap and go part. So then I recognized that it was at the 3360 level here. I think it was, okay, not exactly pre-market highs, but close to some significant level over there. We ended up popping up, breaking out above it, and I immediately spotted a hidden seller. And I didn't freak out this time. I did exactly what I should have done. Just cover, get out, put my order in right back above him. So I did that, and then I got filled on the order above it, and then again there was another hidden seller. So then at that point I just said, forget it, I'm out. I'm just gonna let this thing go, because there were hidden sellers all the way up as it was making this move higher. And I just did not want to be a part of that. And I think that was probably the right move, because obviously you never know what's gonna happen. I did end up making a decent move higher, but I mean, I don't blame. I traded. I think I traded this right. Eventually came back to VWAP, popped up again, slightly engulfing candle here, and I was watching for it at the whole number up here, because I noticed that we got pretty close here, and then we bounced around, and then I put my order in right at the whole number, put it in above it though, but it was the same situation with that Coles trade a long time ago, where I just got clipped in, but never saw level 2 budge. So I don't really know how people can do that, how market makers or whoever it is that's doing that is doing that, but it sucks, and I took a $50 loss on it that I shouldn't have been in. But I mean, I did the right thing. I didn't stop and wait. I didn't hope that it would go and break. I did exactly what I should have done, and I just hid out, re-put my order in, and we never got back up there, and still never got back up there for the rest of the day. So I mean, DSW was pretty tricky throughout the day, especially the open first 30-45 minutes. I mean, with all those hidden sellers, this thing can't go any higher because there were so many. I mean, it looked really good multiple times for like an SMB setup. I mean, this VWAP bounces, it starts consolidating above VWAP again. But I don't know. I think that was because of my tape reading abilities. I was able to recognize that I should just stay away from this mess before anything hurts my P&L anymore on it. Then we ended up taking BBY. BBY is a pretty good trade. So, going back to 5 minutes. What exactly happened here? BBY beat their earnings, but gapped down a ton here. Yeah, beat their estimates. Had a huge bearish engulfing move here. Just dumped it. Came back to VWAP, failed. Came back to this little area, and I was watching it here to see what would happen at this 06, and I think there was a hidden buyer, but the after a while of being gone, and we got back down there, he seemed to be gone, Ended up being a decent fake out here, squeezed straight back up to VWAP. And at this point, as it was failing to move any higher at VWAP, I was like, okay, I can get a really good entry here, really tight risk. Squeeze above VWAP is obviously where I'm getting out. And I mean, this thing's definitely got the potential to keep moving lower, because on the 5 minute we had the 9, I mean, just right on top of the VWAP there. And then the moving averages, I knew that after a while, these moving averages, if it wanted to move lower, price could eventually get below the moving averages, and that's kind of what happened here. I mean, ended up doing exactly what I wanted it to do. But this exit here that I had is because we made an attempt to go lower underneath this 40, because at the same time there was a hidden buyer here. Something was going, it wasn't a hidden buyer, there was just a bunch of buyers there on level 2. They weren't hidden, but they were there. So at that point we got kind of close to it, and I was thinking, alright, well, this thing could definitely squeeze too if we don't end up breaking underneath this 40. So we made that little move, and then it popped back up into the 60s and I got out. But because I got such a good entry, I didn't lose any money on the trade. I actually made just a tiny little bit. So there's another situation where I know that that it's the right idea to be getting these super tight risk reward scenarios and getting that really good entry to allow something like this to happen. And I mean, I ended up breaking underneath that 40, and I got back into it at that 37, and I kind of played it like a hidden buyer scalp and an SMB trade. So I only got 5 cents out of it. I mean, it didn't move as fast as I wanted it to, so I ended up getting 5 cents out of it, but I shorted underneath that 40, filled at 37, wanted to take a super quick scalp. It actually popped back up above 45, I think, for a little bit too. So it didn't break down like I thought it might. It just kind of bounced around, so it was just kind of more of a situation where I should be looking to take a little more profits, because just as easily as it broke down underneath this thing, it could turn around, fake me out again, and squeeze right back up. So I wanted to lock in what I had, and then I just rode this thing back down to the whole number where it got to last. And we got down there, and it made a little push underneath, and I told myself that if it breaks underneath, I'll be covering the rest of this. And I just waited for a pullback, and it popped right back up kind of quickly back to 76.06. But it was a good trade. I might have been able to get a little bigger. I mean, I took 500 shares, but with 250 of it, that would mean that 40 cents of risk at 37, so about 75. I think I probably could have gotten a little bigger on it, honestly, because even if it did pop all the way back up to VWAP, I don't really know that I would hold on to it all the way to VWAP and then some. I mean, if it failed here, you know, the best spot to get out is probably the 50s, maybe the low 60s. So I don't know, I'm pretty happy with myself today. I think I traded pretty well. I was definitely seeing everything that was going on. Whether or not I acted on it's a different story, but I don't know. You know, I took what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades today. 3 of them losers, and to only lose $60 on the losing trades is a pretty good deal. I mean, because I mean, I'm placing, you know, $100 bets here, and I mean, it sucks on the other end of the winning side that I'm only making 120 out of it, but to lose 3 trades and only lose $60, I think I'm definitely managing my risk a little bit better. Still down on the week, down on the month, got plenty to catch up on, and I think risk management obviously is key, making sure I'm still taking good trades. You know, I didn't take anything that I shouldn't have been taking. So I mean, it's a good day. I feel pretty good about it. So finishing up $60. I will be back tomorrow.